leadership coach and healer, which some of you may know. And I was thinking how to talk about the book, and I decided the best way to approach it is through two questions that I'm quite regularly asked. And the first question is, what does leadership or business have to do with spirituality? And the simple answer is I've actually been kind of very immersed in spiritual practices for around 25 years, so I found the question initially quite confusing. But to me, I don't see how you can separate good leadership from values, from purpose, from authenticity, from being able to raise our awareness and see ourselves in a larger perspective, and also to have that vision, and also our connectedness to each other. So I don't really see it's possible to separate that. But I thought the question actually is worth really looking at, and most people get that. So in business, we've already got 4 areas that where you can see spirituality already quite prevalent. The first is corporate social responsibility, and this is kind of in order of sphere. Second is mission, vision, and values, and this is as important if you are a small business or an entrepreneur, or if you are a global concern. You really need to have that in place. The third area is leadership styles. So we've seen in the last 15 years, we've gone from having the more old-fashioned military style of leadership and moving towards the softer styles of servant leadership, where the leaders are taking more care and trying to foster the well-being and the potential of the workforce. And the fourth area is what this book is really concerned with, and that is personal responsibility. I take the view that each one of us can be responsible for our own environment, for our own achievements, and for the path that we create, and not only for ourselves, but how we impact the people around us and our organization. So each one of us, each one of you, has so many abilities, talents, knowledge, and
responsibilities.
No, that's not one of them.
I'm going into it.
So each one of us, each one of you has so much. It's a massive database of knowledge and talent collectively here. So the book is really to help you make more of that. And we work holistically, body, heart, mind, and spirit, because I am a healer. And then we're going to go one step beyond to put all of this together, because you're not just a heart, you're not just a body, you're not just a mind, and you're not just a spirit, you're a whole being. So we're going to put that together to work synergistically. And in the final chapter, you're going to write your hero's journey of transformation. From where you are today, the challenges that hold you back, to where you want to be in your life, your dreams and your ambitions, and charting that journey in order to craft your path ahead, and to have a more fulfilling path and a more rewarding career and in life as well. Now, the second question I get asked a lot is, what is it? Second question I get asked a lot is, because I work with energy, and in the book there is a part of it does work with energy, so I'm going to teach you how to do that. And I get asked, is there any research, any data that supports that? And the answer is yes, there is. There's in the book, there's in chapter 1 and chapter 5, I think in chapter 2 as well. There is research that is that does validate energy works. The energy healing does work. And I'll give you one example right now is the organization I'm with, the Healing Trust. One of the fellows there, she did the largest clinical trial in the world with Birmingham University City Hospital. And the book has now a foreword by Dr. Michael Dixon, who is head of the Royal Medical Household and a previous chair of the NHS Alliance. And the results are really kind of regarded to be unequivocal, that this did work, that the trial did work. And there are other things as well in the book that you can look at. The important thing is what this energy is that we tap into. And people call it different things. Jung called it the universal collective. Other people call it the universal consciousness. Other people call it the divine love. And Einstein, who was, he basically identified as being an agnostic. He called it natural law. And Einstein said the harmony contained in natural law reveals an intelligence of such superiority that the systematic action and thinking of human beings is utterly insignificant compared to it. So this particular energy force is so vast, so intelligent, that our kind of conscious linear thinking is very, very limited next to it. It's nothing but a drop in the ocean. And I would only add that to Einstein, what he said about it. I would just say that, in my view, in my experience, it's driven by love. Now, in the book, there are, in researching the book, I came across a lot of very inspiring stories. There's a story about Hans Berger, who developed the EEG, and what drove him to develop it. There are stories about a gentleman called Maxwell Cade, who was a physicist in the 60s and working with the British government during the Cold War. And he developed, to me it sounded very James Bondy, to be honest, but he developed the full body scanner and other things. But Maxwell Cade was fascinated by healing and how it works. So for years and years and years, Maxwell Cade did a lot of research with healers, with swamis, with Zen masters, and testing their brainwaves, basically. He was playing with the EEG non-stop, it seems to me. But so not only how their brain patterns worked, but also the impact they had on the people around them. And this is really fascinating because it speaks volumes about what we are capable of as a race, as a species. And that's also in the book. And there are other stories that I thought were amazing. I put them in there. I hope you guys find them also interesting and inspirational. But probably the most inspirational story is your own. And Rumi said, don't be satisfied with stories of how things go with others. Unfold your own myth. So I really hope you enjoy the book. I really hope you benefit from it. And thank you for listening. And I'm going to hand you back to Sam.
Thank you.